now. All right, y'all. Does anybody have something they want to share? Anything y'all want to share? News you can use, some good news, success stories. Talk to us, talk to us, talk to us.
Okay, I want to share.
Talk to us, man.
Let me talk dirty and everything. Give me. Oh, wait a minute. Gertie's helping me take my hair out, thankfully. We would have been in the office, but that's not what I wanted to share. My cousin called me and said, hey, I need life insurance. I was with Transamerica, and I know you and Jock are legit, and I need 5 policies. So that's all right. Yeah, that's my cousin. She's like, I trust you.
Yes.
And yeah, so that just happened like an hour ago.
Yeah. Woohoo! But you know that the fact you said your cousin said, "Hey, you and Jock are legit." You know what I mean? That's big. That's big. That's big. That's a big deal. You know, and that's what we talk about. Do people know that's what y'all do? And people sometimes think they underestimate that. But yeah. So anybody else? Congratulations. Y'all can clap it up for y'all, man. That's a big deal. Y'all.
All right, Meredith. So as you can see, I just left out the gas station, talked to a young lady. I gotta go home and resend this AOA to her. I don't know what's going on with my computer. But she's very excited about joining us, and I'm excited to bring her aboard. So, and I got to go home and text my coworker. I've been doing some research on some quotes for her for 2 of her family members. So I told her, I said I wrote them down because we kept missing each other on the phone call. So I'm gonna call her when I get to the house and read off what I have found for her. So I'm excited about that too.
I'm excited. Clap it up, Marcella. Clap it up for Marcella, y'all. Woo! Anybody else? Woo! Anybody else? Anybody else?
I just want to say congratulations to Lacey on her 5 MBTs that she put in yesterday.
Woohoo!
All right, Lacey.
Lacey.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
Lacey. Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
Lacey on the hot seat. Lacey, what you doing? Talk to me. We want to know what's Lacey.
Yeah.
Lacey, you gotta give me some feedback. What you doing? Talk to us.
So what I did was over the weekend I had a alumni weekend with my school. And as we was drinking and thinking, I was out here passing our business cards and talking to everybody. Lacey. And they basically, you know, hey, I need to get with you ASAP. My family need insurance. So all this week it's like I'm booked up. I'm booked and busy. So
booked and busy. I love it.
That's all I've been
drinking
doing.
and thinking.
Drinking and thinking.
Drinking and thinking. While they drinking, I'm thinking. I need to get at them. See, now, Lacey, let me ask you a question. So what gave you the mindset to go like that?
Well, I knew it was going to be a large crowd and I knew everybody. I mean, we like family around there. Our school closed down back in 2007. And so every year we get together and it's from class of 76 to 2007. So it's a wide variety of people. So they have grandkids, they have moms, dads, aunts, uncles. If somebody needs some insurance.
So what's the conversation sound like when we tell them that you're a life insurance agent?
Oh, geez. I mean, we just be talking like, hey, how y'all doing? You know, what's going on? How's life? How's the kids? I'm like, look. So I said, I don't want to get in your business or nothing, but look, here's my card. I'm a licensed insurance agent. I've been doing I've been in the business 2 years. So do you, your family, grandkids? I know you need some life insurance on somebody. And I'm like, girl, I've been putting off. I really need to get it. And so I scheduled an appointment. I said, well, look, my computer in the car, I can get you a quick quote. I can go grab my computer. So I had my computer on the table. Few of them got some quotes or whatever. And they followed back up with me yesterday. and we just been rolling from there.
Hold on. You had an event. You went and got your computer and started talking about insurance at this. This is supposed to be a getting around, and you over there talking business at a personal a non-business function.
Yeah, because it only take like 2 minutes to do a quote. So if I can, people think insurance is so high. They think it's expensive. And I'm just like, no, let me show you. And I tell them what, hey, your age, your health issues, what would be a problem, what would make your premium be higher. But over the weekend, price wasn't a problem. They didn't care.
Price wasn't a problem. Oh my goodness, Lacey, you drop. This being recorded. We got right there. Price wasn't a problem, and then you're talking about what else you said about business. It was something.
Basically, her whole approach is just
booked in business.
Yeah. But Eric, you remember how you were talking about the confidence that you gotta have?
Mm-hmm.
You hear all the confidence in her voice?
Yeah.
Like, look, I'm around all these people. Somebody needs some insurance. You got some insurance you probably cover. Let's take a look. I got my computer.
And she just be real with them. She talked to them normal.
Yes.
It's not a lot of, let me show you this presentation. Let me do this. No, you need some life insurance. Let me show you how much it costs.
And she gets right to it.
Yes.
I love it.
But here's the thing. It's okay to be Debbie Allen, right? And dance around if that's who you are.
If you're a dancer.
If you're a dancer, dance around. You can be you here.
If you're a straight shooter.
You're a straight shooter. Lacey, like I'm a straight shooter. But the thing is, you got to take your shot. You can't be. Well, I'm Debbie Allen. I dance around. I don't.
The biggest takeaway is do you.
Do you? But you got to do.
You got to do.
The doing you is the part most people miss.
People they skip the do part.
They skip the do part. They just them. You just you, and you look up, and that's what your bank account says. Just you. That's what your
Right.
it's just you.
That's funny.
But you know what, Lacey, I like that because that's what I had to start getting out there doing. I was talking to a young lady I've been dripping on, trying to recruit her, and she was telling me that matter of fact, she had joined, and then she was like, well, I'm gonna wait. I got a new job. Now she's telling me she's living in a hotel. And I was like, well, because her job isn't paying her what she thought. I was like, well, now's the time for you to, come back and at least see what it is. Then she was like, girl, I'm going to be mad because I ain't good at sales. And then I don't get a sale. And I said, well, let me stop you right there because it's not all about sales. It's about educating the people. Once you educate the people, then you let them make a decision on what it is. I said, but people don't like buying stuff that they don't know anything about. Then you're not going to keep them as a customer. But if you go in and explain to them what it is that they're getting and break it down to them, they get a better understanding, then you can retain them better as a client.
Ooh, I'm great. I told y'all too small to call. I'm great. Marcella, you said 100% good factual information, right? You said a lot of good information. But let me ask y'all this question. If I put some good seeds, see, there's a law of the sower and sparrow, right? They say some of the seeds fell on good ground, and some of the seeds fell on the thorny ground, the thorn scatter. See, the seeds were good, but where you planted the seeds was different. See, here's the thing. And everybody has these numbers. The numbers vary, so don't get mad at my numbers. Can y'all see my board real quick? Y'all see it?
You know what?
No,
The circle didn't come out really good.
The circle didn't come out really good.
It might be the pen.
Might be the pen. This is the pen that was up there, but I wanted this the pen I left. Did somebody use my pen when I was done? I think this is running.
Yeah, see, that's better.
All right, let me get a better pen. All right, even though that was my pen, let me get a better pen. You ready? Okay, so here's the thing. These numbers apply to everybody. These numbers apply to everybody. Y'all see that? And what I mean is, sometimes where do people see themselves in terms of confidence, in terms of posture, in terms of position, in terms of life, in terms of the whole big scheme of things, right? Now, y'all, I don't know Lacey. How many of y'all don't know Lacey? Okay, a lot of us
I don't know.
I don't know her.
but after hearing Lacey, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is the number you think Lacey is the least? What's the lowest number you feel person Lacey is on a scale of 1 to 10? What's the lowest number you feel after hearing Lacey, her confidence, how she sees herself? What's the lowest number you think Lacey is?
1.
10. I
10
think
being
she's
a
a
high,
10.
10 being I'm a star. 1 being
Yep.
I don't know nobody.
Absolutely a 10.
Yep, yeah.
Okay.
Gertie and I say 10.
So
Gertie
y'all
and I
say
say 10.
10? Anybody?
So what?
What's the lowest
Well,
number?
I was hearing lowest number.
What's the lowest you think Lacey probably sees herself?
Oh, lowest probably an 8
So lowest you think Lacey is an 8, right?
that she sees herself.
That she sees herself.
Keep yourself right.
So
Yeah, 8.
anybody think Lacey sees herself lower than an 8, 7? Anybody think she's a 5?
No.
So lowest
No.
y'all think Lacey sees herself as an 8. Now we don't know Lacey.
And the way she operates, though, she may see herself as a 10.
But I'm just saying, what's the lowest? I want y'all, because reason I'm saying we don't know Lacey, right? But
Right.
we kind of, in the small window, we can kind of get an idea of where does Lacey see herself.
Right.
All right, we back at 10. Gertie and Meredith, we say 10.
Okay, so we say, some people say lowest, some people say 8. It's probably the lowest Lacey can see herself. We don't know Lacey, right? But in a 2-minute conversation, that's where we pit Lacey at.
Mhm.
Now, the person Marcella was talking to, where do y'all think she sees herself at?
The one that talked about.
A 1.
I ain't in sales. I'm living in a hotel.
A
My job,
1.
my job.
1. 1.
1.
1.
Y'all saying 1. Some of y'all say 2.
Gertie and Meredith said 1.
Some of y'all saying she's probably the lowest we don't know her because we haven't seen her, but y'all are saying the lowest, the way based off Marcella's description, she can see herself as a 2 or 1. She could see herself as a 10, whatever, right?
Mhm.
But the perception is she's a 2 or 1. See, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. When people are going out talking to people, you don't realize the people you talk to you would talk to people who are probably typically, on average, a -3 to 4 below where you see yourself.
Mm.
So if you talk to somebody who's probably a 2 and you spend some time with that 2, and you realize that 2, and you still spend energy with that 2, that tells me you probably don't see yourself more than what, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. You see yourself maybe something between a 5 and 6.
Man, that's
Because I'm
so.
spending energy with the person that's a 2.
Yeah, because you know why? Because typically human nature says most of us, we tend to like to push this, especially in this type of business that we're recruiting, right? I'm going to go with somebody I think I have a heavy influence. See, we think we're moving off our influence. I'm going influence, right? Because the more we spend time, the more we try to do what? Influence. That's what a salesperson is, right? I'm trying to close her. Marcella gave her some pitches. She gave her some things. Girl, you don't have to be a salesperson. Girl, you need this. Blah, 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 blah. She's influencing her. She's persuading her, giving her some things that makes this look attractive. Did y'all catch that?
Mhm.
She was giving her some things that makes this look attractive. Now, the thing is, our business is made for all the people up here, but the people who typically have success are typically people who are probably 7 and above, who see themselves as 7 and above. I'm just going to tell y'all to be honest with you. These are typically the people who have success, not how long they stay in the business. I'm talking about the people who have success and generate revenue and make some money. The people who make some money typically have to see themselves in this industry as a 7 or above over here. Now, I can be a great dancer. I feel myself a great dancer, but I'm not a salesperson. So this scale can be relative to where you see yourself into this industry. So I don't want people to go say, hey, I'm a good mother. Yeah, you're a good mother. But when it comes to business, oh, I'm not a salesperson. Relative to this industry, okay? So this is a scale relative to this industry. Because Marcella's girl was telling who she was relative to this industry. I ain't a salesperson. I ain't this. I ain't that. Because she sees herself somewhere around here, right? Because life is hitting her. You with me? So I'm not da. Okay, cool. It's one thing to say, oh, I'm not sales, I can't never sell. Another thing to say, you know what? I don't want to sell.
It's a difference.
Right? It's a difference. Hey, listen, I'm a Dr. X, bro. I ain't got time for that. I could probably come over here and crush it, but it's not something I got time to do. I don't want to put this on my plate. So now I would rather convince that person who sees themselves as a 7, 8, or 9, or 10. I could come over and crush it, but I just don't got time for this right now. They sometimes, let's take your guy Jahar, right? Jahar sees himself probably where?
At a 10.
At a 10. He thinks he's above the industry. I'm a 10, y'all are down here, so I ain't trying to do what y'all are doing down here. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
I would spend time eventually get him because he come over and sees this like, oh, hold on, this is bigger than you think. You with me? See, so I'm just telling you, some people, this is where the average person recruits. If somebody asks you, Jock, how are you able to do what you do? Like, if I was to ask some people, Jock has personally recruited a lot of our top money earners. Siobhan Bowman, 6-figure ring earner. Person recruit from Jock Maryland. Raza Beg, 6-figure ring earner. Person recruit from Jock Vaughn. Who was the girl? Rochelle Dickinson. Person to recruit, right? Yeah, Ash is on the board running. Person to recruit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, how are you recruiting these people who are able to do these things? Because Jock understands the law here. He doesn't try to just always go back at the people who he feels he has 3 to 4 steps above. He understands I need to go after, he is confident he's here. So he's like, I need to go after people who are higher. So when your level is here, you think you're a 3 or 4, I'm gonna try to get there, I'm going to whatever. And this is all mindset. This has nothing to do with skills. This has nothing to do with knowledge. It has all to do with how do you see? If I put a mirror up, where do you see yourself? Because now I'm going to start getting people who are different, who are a little bit more skilled. You with me? And then you got to start believing in the thing. I'll get a great example. Isaiah. What do y'all think Isaiah sees himself?
None.
He probably sees himself.
What's the lowest you think he probably sees himself?
None.
8.
9.
None.
So y'all said 8 or 9, right? He sees himself here. Here's the thing. You're probably right. Now, so what stops Isaiah? The industry. He's been so used to his sports world, he don't see the industry yet. I know it's there, but it ain't fully believing, right, in the industry. So I spend time with him to really understand the industry because he's been out recruiting professional athletes. He recruited all these folks. I'm like say, learn the industry now. So for him, once he understands this industry, it's a different rap.
And then knows who he is inside the industry.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, you ain't got to tell me he's confident. I know this. I'm like, but you really don't know this. But he's so confident, he feels he knows this. Once he understands and he really learned this, it's a game over.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be so hard to bring somebody who's here because Isaiah can recruit. If he's a 9, he can recruit up, he can recruit down.
Hey, Eric, you know what? That was a good example of Isaiah. The reason I'm asking you this, I want to take a snapshot real quick of when Isaiah first got his license. Where do you think he saw himself when he first got his license?
When he first got licensed in himself over here,
he was still
here.
That because of his confidence.
He was still here. I'm like, bro, you don't know that. Yes, I do. I'm about to get Jock. Can you tell this? Yeah. Man, he thought he knew it. I'm like, say, once you really do, Dad, I am. Say, once you lock in, my whole conversation, say, when you lock in, it's going to be game over. I'm locked in, man. What you talking about? You ain't been on the last couple of calls. Yeah, but I'm locked in.
See, the reason I'm asking this, because if we're not careful, we're going to get a lot of talent. You remember we always talk about talent, right? You're going to get a lot of possible talent that comes in and thinks they're at a certain level, But what if now thinking at the level and being at the level is two different things?
Oh, it's two different things. I came in thinking I was here.
Right.
Fortunately, I had a coach, like I always tell people, Myron Tasso was very good
at keeping us in bounds.
Keeping me in bounds. And then I started realizing, okay, my confidence is here. I feel I'm here, but I need to get the skill level up. So then it was like, I need to get the skill level up. She said, there's a thing. There's the skill level. Some of us need the skills, but then some of us need really the mindset. See, some of us.
And where do you get the skills and the mindset?
The trainings, yeah, you come to the trainings, you take notes, you get this, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then you build the confidence. But what I'm saying, you got to see yourself here. See, and what happens, so I'm going back to Marcella. Marcella, you are, and this is a skill set here. You typically will go recruit people who are 3 to 4 steps below you. So that's who you sometimes may go after recruiting. Because you feel more confident. Let me get my skills up. Let me go talk to these people and go talk to them. But what I'm gonna share with y'all, those people, if you see yourself at 6, 7, 8, 5, and you go 3 to 4 below, these people right here who see themselves here, this is a lot of freaking work. Mm-hmm. Most of y'all ain't built for that work. Mm-hmm. This is a lot of work, day in, day out. You can help people get to elevate. You can help them elevate. But it takes a lot of work to help somebody elevate up.
Yep. In this industry.
In this industry. Because who are they going to recruit? If she sees herself as a 4.
2s and 1s.
She's going to recruit 2s and 1s. And they're like, man, this business ain't working. This ain't doing nothing. I can't win. Well, because you're recruiting a whole bunch of 2s and 1s. Why? Because you feel confident. You with me?
So like you take guys like Darren, Frank, Morrow, Hernans, they're operating up there and they're bringing in 8, 7s, and maybe 6s.
Maybe some 6s. They bring. I'll take a 6 and work with them and elevate them. Somebody sees themselves as a 6. It's how they see themselves. How do you figure out how people see themselves? Their word track. What do they say? Mm-hmm. How do they talk? How do they walk? What do they do? You might gotta tell them, hey man, you're a 6, but they'll never show up to the meeting. They think the industry could be off. I don't know if this was, but they over here pouring energy over here. Right? It's just what's now that's the whole thing, helping people shift the priority. It's easy to help people shift priorities and get the skills than it is to help somebody change their mindset, man. You can give them the skills. You can give somebody who thinks high, great skills. It's always, they always say, you can't, I can teach you the skill, but I can't teach you the will. In sports, they say, I can't give you the heart, right? Mm-hmm. I can teach you how to box, but I can't put the heart of the fighter inside of you. Mm-hmm. That's got to be you want. But they always say you can measure the size of a fight, the man in the fight. He's 6 feet, 200 pounds, but you can't measure the size of the fight in the man. Like you can't measure their desire to win. And that's what I'm talking about. See, the people who see themselves here have a desire to win in what they do. And that's something that's almost immeasurable. I was listening to a 50 Cent interview the other day. He was talking about, he said, man, there's this one rapper, I forgot the rapper's name, but he was like, the guy made an album and it was nice. And he's like, I asked him, so what's your next file about? And the guy was like, huh? He said, oh no, I can't do business with you. The 50, like I'm at a level there that I've been there. Stuff. Yeah. You don't even have the next album. You got a hit song. So this hit song is going to bring some fame and fortune, and you don't even know you don't have a business mindset. He's like, I don't have time for that right now where I'm at my business because you don't even understand that what's the next album. You're not thinking down the road. You're not thinking as an entrepreneur. You just happen to be a rapper who got a hit song to sound good. Well, I ain't got time to take that.
Figure it out and figure it out
for you because I've done it enough. You ain't ready for there's no backup, there's no follow-up album. Because you ain't, there's the next side. Like how these artists who keep producing time and time again, they not just good talent, skill, but they see the whole big picture, right? It's the next movie. How does Tyler Perry
and they run the plays.
They run the play. Tyler Perry, he makes a good movie, boom, and again, and then again, and again. 50, like I got movies on all these different channels. Y'all think I just got power. So I got a whole suite of things playing in different stuff. I ain't really got game shows. He said, man, listen, I'm true. My hustle is in there. Mm-hmm. But that's how I didn't just make one hit song. I got multiple things. That's how I had a whole suite. G Unit. That's how I had a whole. It was that mindset. See, everybody doesn't have that 50 Cent mindset. That's cool. Everybody ain't got to be a 50 Cent. But I'm just trying to tell you, let me get back on track. You typically will recruit a little bit lower than the people because it's a little confidence. You feel like I don't have the skills yet to talk to some of these people.
So you're recruiting down.
You're recruiting down to the people you think you have influence over, goes back to the influence, or at least I can influence.
So if you consciously recruit down, the team that you're building is going to probably, just based on the numbers, are probably going to give you you're going to have a team of resistance.
Oh, you're gonna have a big team of resistance. And then you're gonna measure your success based off of the team of resistance. Now remember this training I told y'all is too small to call. What typically happens is your team is why I call it too small to call. Your team is too small to call it. Like you're trying to say if this works or not. Your team is too small to tell you if it works or not. You know, I was looking at my size, my team, like, man, Eric, this is where I'm at. Okay, so if I got 300 agents, I'm doing 6 figures, I'm doing 100,000 with 300 agents. Like, man, should I be doing more? Okay, well then here's the thing. I can think this way. If I'm at 100,000 with 300 agents, if I want to get to 1 million, then what should I do?
3,000.
3,000. So all I gotta do is figure out how to get to 3,000 and I can guarantee myself 1 million.
And the numbers would line up.
The numbers are line up. I can guarantee myself 1 million. Now, some people say, Eric, well, I can do 100,000 by myself. Okay, that's great. I'm saying my numbers. For me, then that's my numbers. So if I just get to 3,000, so now my mind said, how do I get to 3,000? See, it's too small to call it. See, it's my team too small for me to say, this ain't gonna work. 300 ain't big enough for me. And somebody said, well, you got 300, I can only get to 3. Nah. Are you with me? Like wherever you are, your business's size is probably too small to call it. So let me go back to this. Y'all got this right here? Make sense?
Mr. Robin,
Any questions? Yes, sir.
the thing is saying it ain't the fight in the dog, is how much fight. Ain't how you say it ain't the dog and fight, how much fight in your dog.
Yeah, it ain't the size of the dog in the fight. That's
It's the fight in the
It's
dog.
not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size,
fight in the dog.
Size of the fight in the dog.
Right.
Thank you.
So are you saying right here, are you suggesting to recruit up?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why you can recruit up. So my suggestion is that you're recruiting instead of -3 to 4, you're
Plus
recruiting
3 or 4.
plus 3 or 4, regardless where you at. If I'm an 8, I need to be recruiting people plus 3 and up. Here's the sweet spot. I'm just telling y'all right now. If you're trying to build a business, this is the people who see themselves over here. What's possible for them? That's how you're going to build a business. I'm gonna tell you who shows up to most of your trainings.
Yep.
These people show up. These people are probably the ones who's gonna help you get paid.
But they won't show up as much.
Yeah.
So you say it's based typically on their word track, Eric?
My word track, I can kind of tell who I'm talking to, right? You know, people say you're a summation about the people you hang around. Like you can go to certain places, like if I can go to church, they talking church talk. You know what I'm saying? Or I can talk to people and figure out who they are. But you got to get really good. That's what we do. We're in the people business. It's up to us to get good at really listening to people. And we do. We know it. We just don't want to pay attention to it. I ain't doing this. I can't. People who have the negative, I can't. I'm not doing. I was listening to young Lotto. And anybody see Lotto, the actor, the rapper, whatever she is. I remember when she was your little kid on one of the shows. I forget who show, T.I. show, and her mom. And I wonder whatever happened to her. But then I guess she came back. Now she's just playing on Lotto, and she was Miss Lotto, whatever. Now she's whatever. Okay, so but she was saying something. She's like, affirmation words is powerful. I'm going to do this. I'm doing something. It's some little short I seen, and she was like, "No, don't put me on no try and stuff like that." She's like, "No, this is what I am going to do. This is who I am. This is what I'm." I'm like, man, this little young lady spit the game because she was like, "I believe in the words. The words she's speaking. What
So
she's
she
saying,
understands the power in words,
and she believes it. So she's speaking. I can talk to her and tell like, oh, she's going to be a top in whatever she was doing. Even back then when she was younger, I could hear the way her mom was like, "No, my daughter's going to do this. My daughter's here. Y'all ain't nuh-uh." And she was like, "Nah, I'm the baddest rapper." She really, really was believing it. It wasn't just like talk.
so it was that that level of confidence she had.
That
too.
level of confidence, so you can hear their words, y'all. Are y'all catching that? Like we didn't have to put Lacey and put a whole chart behind it. Y'all said, hey, from the way she talked, the words she was saying, I ain't had to write it down. I'm booked and busy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to tell Lacey that terminology. That's how she talks. She's like, I'm at the thing. I'm at my reunion. We from 77 to 2000. I'm at the reunion. I'm like, I got my computer in the thing. Boom, let's go.
Who needs some insurance?
Who needs some insurance? She didn't say who needs. I know you need some insurance.
Right.
So you got family members. I know y'all need some insurance. That right there. Well, she didn't come here and learn these word tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people out there. And a lot of times we spend the time chasing the wrong people, y'all. So that's why I started. I'm hearing my study say, yeah, I'm following with this girl. What am I following with the girl who probably thinks everybody thinks she's a 1 or 2? I don't gotta spend a whole lot of following her. That's a text message.
That's like I was talking to somebody earlier today, and they were saying, whatever happened to this girl that you remember the girl Nia?
Mm-mm.
Remember Atlanta?
Oh, yeah,
Put
yeah,
the
yeah.
MBT in wrong, wouldn't be coachable.
Mm-hmm.
And so the question got asked, what happened to her? We need to find her. We need to get her since we're going down to Atlanta. No, we don't need to keep chasing somebody who's not coachable, somebody who's not going to run the plays, and then somebody that's going to take up all your time. Well, you don't need to.
Yeah, I need to be figuring out that Atlanta's full of 7, 8, 9, 10s. Go find me a new 7, 8 who just don't know this exists. You with me?
Yes.
It's a whole rack of people who do not know we exist. It's millions. You start to understand, literally, they got millions of people down there. We literally got millions of people up here. So we got to start figuring out
how to get to them people.
Erik Robinson didn't know this company existed. Relly said, hey, Erik, this company exists. Bam. Jock didn't know this company existed. I said, Jock, this company exists. Raza didn't know this company exists. Jock said, Raza, this company exists. Siobhan didn't know that this company exists. Hey, Jock told Rochelle, this company exists. Rochelle, like, I never heard of this. She was already, I'm a producer, I'm a go-getter. Rochelle reached out to Rita. Boom, boom, boom. Rita, this company exists. Okay, bam. Lacey, guess what? Let's go. Lacey, how long you been in Experience? Anybody know how long Lacey's been here?
2 months.
Since August.
So 2 months. She said, I've been licensed for 2 years. So she was a licensed agent who did not know this company exists. Somebody told Lacey, here we go. We're here, right? And she's like, oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. She was already that. Are y'all with me? See, so what we're doing is we spend a lot of time with the people. Most of these people here right here will show up. Now, what do you do with the people who keep showing up? You work with them because guess what? At some point, they may switch. They have a higher chance. Somebody really going from a 5, 6, 7 has a higher chance to moving up a couple of spaces, moving up, right? You work with them. And you don't know when it's going to click. But I'm telling you, somebody who's at a 2, 3, 4, 5, you work with them too. But it's just a hard, just if you're trying to run your business thinking this person is eventually one day going to switch, you got to be that great leader. Are you with me? Or you gotta be a good enough leader to put them around the right people. I mean, anybody can get better, but just know that's the route you're taking. And it's going to take you a little longer. It's going to take you a little longer to move them from a 2 to a 4. They got to come to an event. You got to get good at getting them to events. What are you shaking here for? That?
No, because I hear you. I'm doing that and they're still not moving.
That's just it. Don't focus on
the not movers.
Just this is a byproduct.
And keep filling up and keep filling your pipeline.
Yeah. Remember I said
doing the 3x5s.
Remember I said too small to call, right? Just somebody call. I'm going to tell you. Too small to call it. So y'all got this right here? So, all right, man. Now I got to take a picture of this. I think I did because I like that. Booked and busy. Y'all bad and bougie, you need to be booked and busy. Booked and I'm booked and busy. So let me bring y'all over here on the too small to call it.
That's why we built team pipelines. Team pipelines are structured to give the different departments clear visibility of their counterparts.
Somebody over there studying. I like that in the pipeline. So think about it. Let's just say on this line right here. What do y'all think the average size? This is good. This is good. This is good. What do y'all think? I'm looking at the teams. What do y'all think the average size of most people on here team is? If somebody had to guess.
You mean on this call?
On this call right here.
Not fair. The average size team,
Team members. Licensed, unlicensed, doesn't matter. We think the average size team.
I would probably say,
I'm gonna write something.
I'm gonna probably say
4.
7.
7. I hear 7. I hear 7. Somebody say 4.
4.
6.
Somebody say 6.
5.
Somebody say 5.
What did I say?
7.
7. Okay. So I wrote that here, plus or minus 4. I knew that when y'all look at this, people, y'all are going to be plus or minus 4. Somewhere the average in your mindset is going to be plus or minus 4. Isn't that plus or minus a range from 4 to 7, plus or minus 4, right? So I knew that was going to be the range. And guess what? That's probably is the range. Okay? Plus or minus 4, somewhere around there. My question is, that's why I said too small to call. If you're talking about from a team building prospect, today's call is really going to be from a team building, okay? Too small to call it. If your business is somewhere plus or minus 4 here, your team is too small for you to even think about talking about what my team does. I'm trying to tell you, your team is just too small. It's too small for you to start thinking, oh, this is that. Who got a phone? Who got a phone near them? Who got a cell phone?
Me.
All right.
Me.
Who said me?
Lacey.
Lacey. Somebody pick a letter in the alphabet. 26 letters in the alphabet. Somebody pick a letter.
W.
Tawana said we're gonna go with W. Lacey, I need you to go to the W's in your phone, okay? To the contact with W and start counting how many W's you have.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 12.
Yeah, 12 W's.
Mm-hmm.
So 12 W's. Just in her, just one letter out of 26 letters is bigger than most people have on their team. So she got 12 W's on her phone, which is almost probably double the size that most people even have on their team. That's just 1 out of 26 letters.
And W's are probably not one of your bigger letters.
Somebody pick another letter. Somebody give me another person with a phone. Who else got a phone?
Me.
No, I'm not even gonna go you, Jock. Somebody else get a phone.
I got mine.
Huh?
I got one. I got one.
Who's that? Rita?
Rita.
Somebody pick a letter for Rita.
J.
M.
M. I heard M. Okay. Ooh, we're gonna go with M. So Rita, count your M's. Count them out loud so we can kind of hear you.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I only got 14 M's.
Only 14. 14 M's. Rita's one letter out of 26 is twice the size of what we say most people's teams are. My point is, I want y'all to understand, when you think 6, 7 people, that really is not a lot of people, even relative to what somebody put in your own telephone. Are y'all catching that? I'm not saying everybody on your phone got to be there. I just want to show you, I only got 14 from 1 out of 26 letters. Are y'all seeing that? 6 or 7 is not
I got 103 M's.
Josh got 103 M's. So now you start to understand. So listen, some of y'all, hey, you try to build a team, Josh got 103 M's. Ooh, that means I got to do what? If I'm at 14, 12, I got a whole lot of room to get more, to learn to meet more people. Are y'all with me? I got a whole lot of room to grow. So I'm trying to get y'all to understand this concept of where you are is only relative to where you are. But when you put it to the big scope of the world,
you realize you really ain't nowhere.
So when I say I got to get to 3,000, Trust me, 3,000 ain't nothing.
Look, nephew. Hey,
Hey, brought the baby.
baby sleeping?
No.
Look, so how do we get there?
What's up, nephew?
All right, y'all, we gotta, since you're on, we live, y'all missed this, so, how do I do it? Oh, that's not dumb. You ain't dumb, but
You can sit there.
oh, all right. I can just be like this. I've been holding the car. So we got the baby coming in. We got a whole family affair. Everybody.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
You bring the mic, Ray?
I got my mic.
But it had, I need the cord because that's I was gonna plug it in so y'all okay.
Put it down there.
To pull it down there, yeah.
Oh, put the black ones, for these.
Yeah, that's gonna put a flat down there. So yeah.
So this is what Lionel had, right?
Some, yeah. No, too small, too big, too small to call it. Some of us are judging our business off of wrong sizes, okay? So where we gotta start thinking? First of all, we gotta think, hey, how big I need to get my business to? Everybody put in the chat, in the next 12 months, how big do you really need to get your business to for the next 12 months? Type in the chat, how big do you need to get your business to in the next 12 months? And it can be a stretch goal, small goal. I ain't putting no limitation on it. I just want to see where your mind is. How big you need to get your business to in the next 12 months?
You say by next year, sir?
Yeah. Let's say I'm gonna close out 2025. How many
By
licensed agents?
By this
How
time
many,
next year?
this time, how many licensed agents in 2025? So we're gonna stretch it all. It's a little bit more than 12 months. We're gonna go 14 months. By the end of 2025, how many licensed agents do I need by the end of 2025?
Eric, is that personal agents or collectively throughout your team?
Throughout your whole team.
Okay.
Can I say 10 solid?
You can say what you want.
Say.
And does that mean the ones you recruit yourself or?
Just your recruit.
Okay,
recruit.
change that.
Yeah. Yeah, so this can be, good question. Tawana says, this can be who your recruits. Right? You and anyway on your downline.
I want 1,000 new recruits.
I like it. Yeah, 30.
Say about 30, sir.
Okay. And remember, everybody's number is your number. This is a no judgment zone. But what I want you to do is put where you want to go. What's your goal?
You sound licensed agents?
Licensed agents. How many licensed agents is your goal for your team by the end of 2025? Okay, Marcel, I hear what you're saying, what you want to do, but did you give me a number by end of 2025? So is it 20 or is it 50? Five a month times 18. Somebody do 5 times 18. No, 14. 5 times 14. 70. So this is I want to share something with you, right? 5 times 70 is what? No, 70, right? So 5 times 14 is 70. 5 times 14 ain't 70.
84.
Y'all looking like I'm wrong.
5 times 14 It's 70, yes.
All right,
74. 74.
70.
in Baltimore, 74, but you know,
70. It's
84.
70.
It's
84.
20.
It's
all right,
84.
let's start here.
14 times 50 is
Tomorrow's class,
84.
I'm gonna put an algebra, a basic pre-algebra YouTube link, and I need y'all just to look at this, okay? All right, by the time you come back next week.
So you know you're dealing with the right
I'm
class.
still right. 5 times 14, because we roughly got about 14 months to the end of 2025. Are y'all with me?
70.
It's 7. And I'm showing y'all the power of your thought process. This is all about thoughts, all about mindset. Hear me out. Marcella said her goal was at first 20, and she moved her goal to 50, right? So Marcella's goal was 50. Then she said, I want to recruit herself 5 a month. I need 5 a month. So if she's personally going to recruit 5 a month, that's going to put her at what?
It comes to missing kids the first 24 hours, or people only 24
5 a month over the next 14 months puts her at what? 70. Somebody tell me, is 70 greater than 50?
Yes.
If I'm recruiting 5 licensed agents a month, how is my goal 50? Now she's assuming that when her licensed agent, if she does this, none of these people are going to recruit anybody. They're going to come in and just work. They never going to tell not a soul. So if she does this, what do y'all think the average person is going to at least recruit? Tell somebody.
That's 250. Hers is 250.
So 2. So her 7 is going to recruit 2. So now she's at what? 140. Now, out of those 7 recruited 2, now she got 140, and let's say those 140 recruit 2 each. And let's say just only doubles once. Is 280 greater than her 50?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, remember that's why I said too small to call? See, you're calling at 50, but you're saying I'm going after 5. And your number 50 really should be somewhere around 280 because you're not even, because why do we put the mental mentality? See, now I'm going back to you, help me, Marcel, okay?
Okay.
And I'm not picking on you, I'm sharing something with you. That's what most people do. Most people, they start thinking about me, what I'm doing, where I'm at, where I gotta be. Right? Like even Uncle Jock said, Meredith said 2,000. I like Meredith 2,000. Uncle Jock said 500 new licensed agents, right? So
Clearly, if everybody's doing what they want to do here, Jock will have his 1,000.
and Jock said 500. But then he didn't, yeah.
No, I said 1,000 recruits.
1,000 recruits.
But 500 licensed agents.
500, but still, if everybody, we talk licensed agents. So if everybody's doing their licensed agent count, then Jock is over 500, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then he hasn't even factored in Roger. Right? Or Carmen. So his numbers is what? Too low to grow. Are y'all seeing that? See, so now I may look at my numbers, so then Jock's number too low. Right? If I add my stuff up, if everybody's numbers, if everybody does what they say they're going to do, where in the world I'm going to get my 5,000, and my 5,000 still got to include Roz, I still got to include all the other EDs, and I got to still include the people and the new people. You with me? Just the people I got. It's got to be more than 5,000. So here's what we're talking about. That's when I say, when you got to see yourself at a certain level, how do I go recruit somebody who's bigger and tell them my goal is 5,000? 5,000, bro. My goal is 3,000. So you ain't got nobody else on your team. Rodney, like my goal is 3,557. Right. So if he's 3,557 and my goal is 5,000, that means he's only leaving me like 1,400. I ain't gonna do it in my head. And my goal is 5,000. I'm already at 300, but still, so my goal is 5,000. Mine is Rodney's 3,557. That's only 1,443. Now Jock is now, his goal is that over 500. That means that leaves no room for Roz's, that leaves no room for Judy, that leaves no room for Adrian to get licensed agent, that leaves no room for Nancy to get anybody. I'm just talking about the other executive directors of my team that need no room for Mark recruiting, that need no room for Leah. All of them got to split 400 over. You see, so guess what? So when I'm having my conversations, I got to think bigger than 5,000. Why? Because if I don't think bigger than 5,000, whether I get there or not, I got to think and I got to try to figure it out. Because if I don't get there, I'm telling Rodney, your goal ain't realistic, Rodney. So now here I am as the leader. Rodney, you can't get where you're gonna go. How you gonna tell who wants to be following that leader?
You're capping the fish in the fish tank. You ain't gonna allow them no growth.
Yeah. And why put the fish in the fish tank? We got a whole ocean. Like if you own the ocean, you go with me? Like, because we've been capped so much. And we start realizing we got the internet. Where your internet? KJ, did your internet stop at Capitol Heights, or your internet able to reach a little further than that? Tawana, your internet stops at what your stops at the Delaware line? What did you pay for?
This goes
All access. All that's got all access internet, right?
So some of y'all got access to the www, the World Wide Web, or y'all got the limited access. Read, I know down there in Louisiana, your internet, you got the limited internet, you got the baby plan. What states?
Oh no, we got the worldwide.
So think about this.
You said she got the baby plan.
You know, the different plans and stuff, the different data packages and stuff. So maybe her internet don't go as far. I don't know. But are y'all catching what I'm saying? When you start thinking about it, we gotta start thinking so much bigger. What car did he put it in? The car back at home? Like anybody just realized that they've been gone for like half hour now? All right, anyway, okay.
His other half is there, Eric.
Huh?
His other half is there, right?
Yeah, no, but he went to get something. He's like, I got to run to the car and get something. And that was about 20 minutes ago. I don't know where he parked. But anyway, so are y'all catching this this exercise? See, your numbers are your numbers, but just got to make sure all your numbers, because now your subconscious mind. Now we're gonna go a little deeper. So we're gonna help Marcella out today. Marcella, you lucky. You get this free training. Okay. So this is Marcella with the this is Marcella's subconscious mind, right? She's on the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I knew it.
So that's Marcella on the way to the Super Bowl, with the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl, okay? So that's what her mind is saying. They're going to the Super Bowl, so Marcella's mind is saying, hey, 50. Marcella, do everything you got to do to get 50. But what should Marcella's mind be thinking? Do everything you got to do to get 300. So now the regular day goes, Marcella's mind is confused. Am I chasing 50? Am I chasing 300? Or do I not even have a number to shoot after? What should I tell Marcella to do every day? Well, if you don't you don't have a number, a target, this is where you talked about overwhelming, Tawana. Her mind, her subconscious mind, you don't
have no plate or system that you running.
What should I? Her subconscious mind is not telling me what should I be doing, right?
Yep, that's where the overwhelmingness comes in.
Overwhelming's coming. Great example. Isaiah, I don't know. Maybe he got a call. Maybe he's probably something going on. But hey,
I just found the call. I saw it.
And plug in.
Say what now?
It was funny. As soon as you said that, I saw the problem, or where he was. He left his computer at the house.
We'll be done by the time he get a computer. So he's gone home.
Oh yeah, I guess it ain't better, huh?
Hey, Eric.
Yes.
Eric, can I share something with you real quick, please?
When you get confused, you do what?
Yes.
You know something about, I just got a call. Were you talking about people calling for you when you had your license?
Mm-hmm.
A company just called me and tried to recruit me just now.
Yeah. They do it all the time. I got somebody say, yeah, I was talking to one of my agents the other day, say, Eric, man, I got my license, people calling me. Y'all people, that's what they fucking do. Excuse my language. I mean, like, y'all don't be surprised.
Right.
Like, this is what we do. I hear you, people. But my issue is, if you don't tell your brain what you're trying to do, you're going to get confused and you will be going all over the place.
And
Because you'll be doing what you think you should be doing.
Yes.
I think I should go get my computer. I think I'm gonna need this. I'm thinking I need this. And now I'm all over instead of just following the
play. And then if you're in a confused state and you don't reach up, guess what? You're gonna be even more confused. That's when you go into the witness protection program.
I'm trying to tell you, you start to get
You know what I mean?
confused. Because you start to do the things, your subconscious mind is following the play you give it.
Yeah.
And so somebody gives you a play, and first, a lot of times we start to, our brain, some of us are programmed.
Start to go the opposite direction off the break.
Somebody gives us the play. Our brain our subconscious mind has decided to believe it or not, period. I've done this so many times. Hey, John, do this. No, Eric, you don't understand. And I look at the results. That's fine. I pray for you to get the results you want. You can believe it or not. Like I'm telling y'all some stuff right now. Right now, some of y'all gonna believe what I'm telling you. Some of y'all ain't gonna believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you go speeding, you're probably gonna get a ticket at some point. No, not me, because I got that stuff on my tags, and I don't never get tickets. I know when to slow down. I got the ways. All right, believe it or not, then you go look in the mail. Then somewhere some camera got you, and you got speeding tickets in the mail. You try to go renew your license tag. Ask me how I know. You go renew your tags, and you can't renew your tags because you ain't got enough money to pay the daggone speeding ticket.
Because you ain't had no belief.
Because you didn't believe that when you're speeding, you're eventually going to get a ticket. Because it didn't show up right away. The police never pulled me over. They ain't got to pull you up no more. They just send stuff to the mail. Ask me how I know.
Tickets.
Ask Erica how she know. Tickets is what you believe. Are y'all catching that? See, this is a table. I'm telling y'all some superstars here. But what happens is your belief system, you got to really hardwire, program your belief, y'all. I'm trying to get y'all to understand this. It's not my job to. You got to say, I'm here. I got to believe this. I can sit in the room like, hey, I can sit on the Zoom, be in the Zoom or the room like, yeah, I'm here. It sounds good. Sounds good. And your subconscious mind says, you know what? That radio, that music video you saw sounded good, didn't it? You was watching Batman the other day. That looked good, but did you believe it was real? No, that stuff is Hollywood. It's fake. So this gets put, all the stuff right here gets put into the same category as the fake stuff you watch on TV, the movies on Netflix. Your subconscious mind said, this sounds good, but it's just fake. It's not really real. So now when it comes time to perform and produce, you go do whatever you used to doing. That's what makes great athletes. They practice the same thing. Steph Curry practices the same shot over and over again. So when things get rough and the ball comes his way, he's able to make that shot again and again. Golfers again and again. KJ, you're a trainer, personal trainer, right? How many times do you have to do squats? Again and again, right? Mm-hmm. And so I can put her on the rack and she'll squat that weight, boom, boom, again and again. You ever get some new people and they come and try to do their way, you're like, hey, this is how you do it, and they ain't following instructions? Mm-hmm. They can get hurt, injured, whatever, right? See, over here, you don't get hurt, you don't get injured for not listening to what I'm telling you. Your bank account just gets hurt. Mm-hmm. Your business gets hurt. Your business goes out of business and you get frustrated and quit. I'm not just giving you Erik Robinson play. I'm breaking down the plays that most people don't know how to break down. That's what I'm pretty good at. Like, I can take the same play, Jamie, Frank, y'all can listen to all the things. They'll say some of the same things, but I just want to break it down to you on a higher level, why it matters. So Marcella, if I'm you, guess what I'm doing? This applies to Marcella, anybody else? Guess what I'm doing if I'm Marcella?
Going higher.
I'm putting 300 all around, everywhere I go. I got to now tell my brain, my subconscious mind, 300 is my number. I need 300, not just 300. I need 300 what? License, because we got confused earlier. Licensed agents. Mm-hmm. I need 300 licensed agents. So somebody says, Marcel, what's your number? I don't know. It can be 300. It can be whatever number you want to put in. It can be 50 if that's where you want to go. But I'm trying to tell you, 5 ain't going to get you 50. If it's 50, you're not going to probably go after 5 every month. Because you go after 5 every month and you start hitting 5 every month, you're going to get 70 people, and 70 people is going to turn to more than 50. You with me? So if
Yes.
50 is your number, then don't tell yourself you're trying to get 5 every month because it's contradicting.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And see, sometimes we contradict ourselves. I want to make a lot of money. How many phone calls you want to make? I'm going to make 3 phone calls. Okay, but 3 phone calls a day ain't going to turn into a lot of money. So then it's contradicting. You end up doing nothing. Whatever
Right.
number you put, I want y'all to be so clear that now you know how to achieve it. I'm not telling you what to do to achieve it, Marcel. I never give you a game plan to achieve it, did I?
No.
I'm just telling you, if that's what you say you want to do, you can scale it down and say, Eric, maybe I need 2 a month. Whatever the number is. This is what I would do. If I'm doing it on a monthly basis, take my monthly number, multiply that by 2, and then multiply that by 2. And that's probably where you should be by the end of the year. So if I say, Eric, or if you want reverse, Eric, I need 500 in the year. So then guess what? Take 500, divide that by 2, that's 250. And then take 250, divide that by 2, then that's 125. So every month I need to get like 125. I need to average 125, right? Then take 125 and divide that by 18. I'm sorry, take 125, divide that by 14. So if I go, number is 500. I want 500. It's just the math. See, everything can be solved with the right math equation. I want 500. Divide that by 2. 250. Divide that by 2. That's going to allow the 2 people to double it. 125. Divide that by 14. Somebody give me what's 125 divided by 14? Somebody with a calculator. Not just
8.9.
So if I'm doing 8.9, call it 9 people every month, I need to go after 9. I need to get 9 my team. I need 9 new licensed agents on my team every month. I might not get it this month, I got to double it next month. But now I got to figure out what in the world I need to do to make sure 9 new agents hit my team every month. Anybody got any ideas how to get 9 new people in your team every month?
Talk to people.
All right, talk to people where? What are you going to talk to them about?
You know, talk to people.
3 by 5.
3 by 5, I like that. 3 by 5. The Twan said talk to people. We got a 3 by 5. What are we talking to people at? What are we talking about?
Life insurance.
Talk to people about life insurance. So now I might be talk to people about what? Joining my business, right? Are y'all catching that? I'm talking to people about what? If I'm trying, this is recruiting numbers. I'm talking to people about joining my team. So I got to get good at how do I get people to join my team? I got to get good at recruiting conversations.
Say that again. Recruiting.
I have to get good at recruiting conversations. See, sometimes I want y'all to get so specific that I need to get good at recruiting. I'm just saying, some people say, I just got to talk to people. Okay, y'all talk to people all day long. What are y'all saying? KJ,
So,
you talked the other
so
day?
word track.
We wasn't talking about this. We was talking.
Just gotta focus on our word track.
Yeah, it's your word track. I think you will learn the word track when you understand what is I'm trying to talk about. See, I'm not here to give y'all the word track. I think this is just my Erik Robinson belief. If you believe that this is what you're doing, you got the word track. Tawana is a freaking author, poet, book writer. You don't think she got word tracks? Marcella, I've heard you talk. I've heard you talk. We just watched you talk. You had to mute yourself. You were just talking to the lady at the counter. Heard you talk. So what I'm telling you is, I told you before, it's not your talking. You get better and better. It's who you're talking to. When you up your level of the people you're talking to again and again, and not just get locked on that one person, because I got to get 9 every month. And then when you get good, you get that 1 or 2 people who joins, you got to get them to the meetings.
Hold up. You said up the level of your, basically the numbers we were talking about, up the level of person you're talking to, and then you said, and don't get stuck on that one person. I know what you mean by that, but can you explain that?
Okay, don't get stuck. So some of y'all say, Eric, I heard that, I got this guy, I've been talking to him. How long have you been talking to him? I've been talking to him for about 3 or 4 weeks. That's good. Well, who else have been talking? I gotta do 9 a month.
Don't get stuck.
Y'all tell me about the same guy for 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, and next. You need to have 30 guys that you've been talking to for about 3 or 4 weeks. Are y'all with me? Again
Yes.
and again and again and again and again. It's people, it's numbers. It's numbers, y'all. Everything can be solved with a mathematical equation. In sales, people who think it's a gift or gab is no.
It's the numbers.
It's the numbers. I have told my subconscious mind I need 300, and it's all around my house. It's posted in my car. 300 likes a day. So now my subconscious mind will start automatically doing that. And that's why some of y'all subconscious mind is so confused, because I'm here, I'm doing this, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. And when it comes time to talk to somebody, you're like,
You know why people say people have the gift of gab?
why?
You just said it. A good salesperson understands the numbers. So a good salesperson is always what?
Talking.
Always talking.
He's always talking about.
So to the outside person, it looks like you have a gift. When it's not a gift, no better. You just honed in on your skill and you talk to more people. Real simple.
Real simple.
It is. I'm telling you.
Man, I told you some people ain't gonna do what?
Believe.
They ain't gonna believe.
I don't think.
I know you don't, Tawana.
I really don't think.
But that's.
But it really is. If you
really
talk to
is.
successful,
Great.
no, listen what I'm telling you. If you talk to any successful salesperson, it's gonna come down to that. It ain't that they got a better gift. It's not that they got better. They do have better skills because they understood the end game. So they put a process together, and usually good salespeople understand the numbers, so they go at the numbers. Just like take Siobhan. Siobhan, she just said, okay, this is what it is. I gotta talk to this many people every day. Remember Jim Bukakis?
Yep.
Same thing.
Same thing. It's the same thing. Here we go. I'm gonna shoulder shift gears. KJ, can I use you for a quick example? So KJ, Isaiah's girlfriend's in the room with the baby, right? That's my granddaughter. KJ, how many times have I probably talked about relationship? Now, I've been married for 30 years. How many times have I talked to y'all about what a relationship should do, what you need to do? Do I change up most of the time?
No.
I'm like, hey, y'all, y'all got to decide you're in a relationship. Do I say that? Once if y'all in a relationship, y'all in a relationship. Period. Cut everything else out. Lock in, load it.
Because that's what you do.
Because that's what you do. That's how I've been married for 30 years. How long you been married, Tawana? 30 years. I guarantee you can tell me about being married. You probably say the same thing. It ain't gonna be too much different than that. Okay, right? If I'm otherwise, I'm not married for 30 years. You with me? Can it have ups and downs? But I'm married. You with me? At some point, you gotta say, I am married to this person, or I'm not married to this person. I am married to this person. Now we can do all the things that goes in the middle, give and take, and all that kind of stuff we do. But at the core of it, you're saying, I'm married to this person, and that's my husband, and that's my wife. We're gonna have issues, maybe, right? And that's what I'm saying. It's the same concept. But now here's the thing. Now, KJ, do y'all always listen to some of the stuff I say? Yeah. And they come back, oh, Mr. Robinson, this, oh, Mr. Robinson, hey, Dad, you know. Hey, y'all keep going that because I understand what it's like in the beginning. Because you know what? Before I got married, I had a lot of people I dated, and then hey, Dad, I thank God that it didn't work out, and I married my wife. But by the time I got to marry, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to listen to some of the people that they told me what to do. Maybe I need to listen to them. My parents have been married for 40 years. Huh? Oh, you know what I mean? Maybe I need to listen to the people. And that was an Erik Robinson decision. You with me? I could have been with my buddies. I was at that time, I was the one who was getting married. The rest of them, they wasn't. Some did marry, some, y'all okay? So my point is, Tawana, it can apply to anything in life. So it's not that these sales, hey, thank you, Zay. So it's not that the sales piece of it, okay? It's at some point, who's going to believe? See, at some point, I had to believe that what Jamie was teaching me was facts, was true. Remember, John, when we first got Jamie started teaching, right? There was agents who didn't want to, they was like, I don't think I need to be taught. What are you going to teach me? Literally. They was like, I don't need to show up. What are you going to teach me? What is the CEO? But y'all don't got on what you want to know what he want. He's running a big business. I understand business. I believe he has something to teach me. Darren, I've worked with what are you going to teach me? Why you meet with him every week? This is something It's my belief that I can learn something. And so when they give me the play, guess what? I run the daggone play. I don't sit here keep trying to figure out is the play gonna work for me? Because now I think it's for me because this is kind of how I feel.
What about your people though?
I give them the same play, and some of them be like, "Oh, this is how I feel." I'm like, okay, y'all, I'm giving y'all the play that I use in the play, but Eric, I'm trying to tell you, hey, you just don't understand. I got something different. I can go around the world. Everybody got something different. You don't understand?
Yeah.
I don't change it. 3x5. Everybody get a green sheet. I wear the shirt over and over and over again. Why do I wear the shirt over and over again? This is for me. Zay, how many green sheet shirts you think I got in my house? I got a whole bunch of them.
They all over the place.
Reggie wears green shirt. That's all over. I just grab it. I got what? Because I got it for me. This is what I got to do. Like I got to indoctrinate. I can't let somebody else tell me that their brand is better than my brand, and I got to indoctrinate myself so I can go back and teach it to the team. How can I come back to y'all and say y'all got to believe this stuff if I don't believe it? And see, some of y'all, when you don't believe, you think you're going to get a team.
Then it won't happen.
Then when I get the team, now it's going. The sauce don't work that way. You got to believe it before the team. And I'm telling you, Tawana, and I'm still kidding. Marcelo, you got your free training. All right, I'm seeing Marcelo done so much. But that right there, what I just gave you, Marcelo, is what people will pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get a doctor, a so-called professional doctor, to uncover that, okay? So I'm really giving you some high-level training, how to really uncover this. So for you, Tawana, that's the only thing stopping you. Now, we sat down. If I put you on a couch and start unpacking some stuff, it'll probably be some history, some other things, some stuff. But once you do this, it's game over for you. Like I'm telling you, you don't really understand how.
She's the tundra. She's the.
Remember, I keep talking about the numbers, right? You work with the people. You're not down to the bottom. You work with that. Your thing is you jump. You automatically jump. Once you believe, you automatically jump to a 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the only thing stopping you. Not knowledge, not skill. It just don't make sense. Like, why doesn't it make sense? Help me make this make sense. It just can't be that simple. Because I see you, Eric. I see you, Jock. Y'all are so sharp. How many of y'all have ever been on a call when Tawana did the host the Pass the Ball, Uncle Jock? Anybody heard Tawana host Pass the Ball?
Yeah, she's simply
She did
amazing.
a great job.
Yes.
That's a natural.
Yes.
So you're saying he's a natural, and everybody's telling you she does a great job. She's a natural.
But she got to believe it.
You think he's a natural, and everybody else saying you're the natural. But what the results? See,
So wait. Take that, or whichever pen you're writing with.
Mhm.
I want you to write fact over top of belief. Now, question I have for y'all. How many of y'all say Tawana is talented?
Me.
Yes.
So
Yes.
is that a
Me.
belief or is that a fact now?
It's a fact.
That's a fact.
There you have it.
Fact.
It's a fact. Now, her belief is your talent is in your art side, the creative side. Your belief is not in
Your insurance agent.
your belief is not that's where your talent is. Now, y'all great, maybe.
Yeah, this is deep.
I'm ready to unpack something. I'm gonna leave that. Let me get rid of this right here. Why most people don't have they think that the sales side is where they don't see themselves. That's what Marcella had trouble. The girl says, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a salesperson. As she gives her justification,
She's selling.
she is selling.
Yeah.
See, most of us don't know what selling is. Selling is pretty much a
Hold up, B. That happened so fast, I'm sure nobody caught what we just said. I'm telling
That is
you.
basically giving facts about the product, right?
No.
it's included in
No.
but
Did y'all hear when He said Marcella, who said
Yes.
The Marcella lady was saying she's not a
the,
salesperson.
the Marcella's lady said she was not a salesperson, but the whole time she was selling herself to Marcella, telling Marcella and selling Marcella on the fact that she wasn't what?
The salesperson.
That was the part I said most people missed that part. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down?
Got
She
it.
was
Yes.
telling me that she wasn't a salesperson.
Yes, and so many people that say that they're not salespeople sell that bag of goods to people all the time.
Yes. Selling is nothing but a transfer of belief.
Yes.
That's it. Selling is just a transfer of belief. I believe this phone works, and I believe this phone is something you of value to you. So I'm gonna transfer that belief. How do I do it? Maybe through value added. I can do it through I can do it through pleasure. Pleasure or perceived pleasure you receive. I can also do it through avoidance of pain. How do I avoid the pain? How do I transfer this belief? See, there are different ways that I can transfer this belief. Okay, so I'm transferring it's a transfer of belief. So that's what selling is. It's just a transfer of belief. Now, how do I do it? I can talk about the value it brings. Hey, it does this, does this, does this, does this, does this. I can talk about the pleasure you're going to receive. Hey, you're going to be I before E step after C, right?
Right.
There's a C. That don't look right.
That's correct.
RECEIVE.
That's correct, sir.
That's correct. Okay, just look
Yes,
wrong.
sir.
All right. So even though I don't believe it looks right, y'all saying it's right, right? You follow me? So my belief is irrelevant. So avoidance of pain. So, hey, if you listen to me, you're going to avoid the problem of getting frustrated. If you keep going out recruiting these 2, 3s from 4s, you're going to get frustrated. So you want to stop getting frustrated with your business? You want avoidance of pain. You notice I use that? You want to avoid pain? Then you want to then go get some higher people. When you get some higher people, you're going to start to receive pleasure. Remember, I said you're going to start making money. These are the people who have to make money. I was giving y'all myself. I use it in my conversation because I understand that's we talking about that all the time. Yes, go ahead, Mr. Wyman.
So I understand
You got feedback.
when up to recruit, then there becomes, this might not be the word I want to use, but an intimidation. And you don't necessarily know how to talk to the people that may be necessarily above you, or you're perceived that they're above you at the time. And it takes you out of your game, because I can talk to people that may be lower, but talking to the ones that are above, that's when the
So watch this. When you say above,
well, according to the numbers that
no, I got you, but like what makes some people above? Like it could be a pay grade, or it could be the type of job, or like what is when you say somebody's above, what would be the things that would classify that?
Their years of service of doing it.
Right.
how they speak to me, because I'm really chilled out with how I have a conversation with you. But like Juan will come in and think that he knows everything, and he doesn't necessarily know anything, but he kind of make me feel like you do know everything at the time.
Right.
And it takes me out of my game.
Yep. That's how I feel.
Did you catch that, Eric?
Nah, Dr. Mary's calling me. All right, say it one more time. Break it down for me one more time.
So the question was, I was saying, well, no, go back to your question, Tawana.
How do you, I get intimidated by the people I perceive to be above me.
Mm-hmm.
And Jock had asked the question, why is that? And I said, sometimes it's the communication skills because, you know, I'm a very chilled out person with how I communicate with you. But then you come in and have, let's say, the big vocabulary and make you think that you're above me.
She used the example of like when Juan was in here, how he was a kind of like a know-it-all or whatever. So it kind of suppressed her confidence a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Tawana. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So on the other hand, when I was talking to the gentleman that was in Atlanta, and I'm still trying to get to your thing, he said that he wasn't a salesperson.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to him differently. And I said, it's not, you know, you're going to be educating people, not necessarily selling. I said, you didn't come into my film because of the books. You came into the film because of me. You saw who I was. And then you heard the story.
So, man, this is some good stuff. This is good stuff, y'all. Let's go back to Juan. We talk about the baseball guy, right? First base, second base, third base, and home run, right? And at bat and home run. Where did Juan end up in your recruiting process?
He left.
No,
He signed up.
Okay, so you got Juan around the corner, first base, second base. I introduced him, all the way to signing up.
Right.
So it was a home run.
Home run. See, you don't realize the guy that you felt intimidated with, you
scored a home run.
Scored a home run. Now he took himself out the game. That's not on you. You scored a home run.
You did everything right.
You did everything right. You're like, man, Eric, I'm intimidated. And you still, that's why I keep trying to tell you, Tawana, it's the belief, right? Like, you don't believe that was a home run. You don't believe that was success because, remember, I always talk about people don't know what winning looks like. Anybody heard me say that before?
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't know what winning looks like. So when you're winning, you don't realize I'm winning. So we say, I'm telling you, Tawana, you got it. Like, Eric, but you know.
No, let's put credit where credit is due. I did get him in front of you two.
Tawana, no, Tawana, see? I'm telling you what happens.
You just put another ceiling on your name.
You just went with disbelief. I just told you what happened. And you still don't want to believe that what happened actually happened. Even though it happened, you're still trying to find a way. Your subconscious mind is still trying to find a way to say, that didn't really happen. The guy joined my business, that really happened. He signed the AOA, that really happened. No matter what he does after that, you don't have a whole control of that. You with me? You got him to sign the AOA. Done. Now, what happens after that? You can't take control over that, right? So, he only signed it because who gives a damn? If he goes out and writes a policy or gets recruits anybody or whatever, did they say, well, Jock helped you with that AOA? So Jock, it wasn't a split deal. Was it Jock split deal? So whatever happens is still a full recruit to Tawana, right? Nobody asks where it came from, how it happened, whatever. That's what we do. So here's the thing. That's why I'm talking about the belief, Tawana. When you don't understand, everybody said Tawana facts. They said it, facts. Tawana, it got the skills and talent, facts. So you winning, you keep winning, but you keep discounting your wins. That's something that has nothing to do with experience. That's what I told you. If I put you on the couch, I can find out why you're discounting your wins. I don't know what it is, but that's something you have to now just control of that, okay? I say the same thing, like Isaiah, he's no longer in the football field. So it's an unwinding that he has to do to see himself winning here. Because I won on the football field. I got the rings, I got the championship, I got the fame, I got everything. Now I'm starting all over. Art Williams said, yep, you really got to do it. But you got to find a way to make it win. So here's the thing. Go back to you talk about Tawana, the thing, right? What's the 3 beliefs I tell people you got to believe in?
The business,
Tomorrow today.
Yeah. The company,
Mhm.
Industry, and yourself. These are the three things you really got to believe in. So when you feel that you might be a 5 or a 6, you overcome, the way you overcome recruiting somebody and somebody who you may feel above you, you got to believe that how many of them are bigger than a $3.5 trillion industry? John, he make millions of dollars. Okay, John, this is $1 trillion. He's a billionaire. This is a 3.5 trillion. How many billions are in 3.5 trillion? 3,000. So you ain't bigger than this industry. Whoever, you ain't bigger than this industry. The company. Well, I may be bigger than, some people may be bigger than Xperia right now. Well, I'm WFG. You don't own WFG. Well, then people always try to come, they try to take shots. Well, Spirit's only been here because I like to be around a company that, dude, you're in financial services. You're telling me you're a financial advisor. Yeah, I got my securities. What's the whole purpose of a securities license? I had one of the ladies like, I got my securities, I'm fully licensed and and I like being with a solid company that's been around for years. Well, do you know as a fully licensed advisor, and what are y'all looking for? Companies that grow, right? What companies are the companies doing most growth? Are they the old companies that just came in, or the companies that have been around for years and years? It's usually the startup companies that take through the roof. Are y'all with me? So you're telling people to go invest into some of these companies as a solid startup so they can see increase in their money. But now you're going to talk about, I don't want to join y'all because y'all look like one of those new companies.
That's increasing.
Shut up. You with me? Because the smart, because see, it to them it sounds smart, but to me it don't sound smart. You know why? Because the smart people understand that. You go watch Shark Tank, they're always trying to figure out what's the next company is going to be the next biggest thing.
And they want to get in front of it.
They want to get in front of it. People with you investing people money in their 401k. What's the next biggest thing? We talking about the IULs, the indexed universal thing, right? It's measuring the stock market. It's next in the next biggest thing. Who's got the newest wave? Who's got the newest technology? Right? Who's got the best management? Are you seeing what I'm saying? See, so you got a belief in the company. So even when your personal belief is low, you got to believe in the company, and you got to believe in the industry. That's how I like, hey man, Eric, I make more money than you. Okay, sometimes I feel like, oh, he's intimidating, but I'm like, he ain't bigger than the financial services industry. You're not bigger than NLG. You ain't got more billions than NLG. You're not bigger than this company. You're not bigger than that. You notice on our presentation, I got how billionaires think. Like most of them ain't bigger than Will Smith. Most of them ain't bigger than Magic Johnson. You ain't richer than Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson's buying insurance company. So yeah, I don't know about the insurance business. Well, you watch the Washington Commander? Yeah, I'm a Redskin Commander fan. Hell to the Redskins. Well, you know the owner actually owns an insurance firm. Magic Johnson. What? You see what I'm saying? You watch the NBA, yo, yeah. You know Kevin Durant is a big investor in Etho, but you ain't got Kevin Durant's hundreds of millions of dollars like you do you? You got Kevin Durant's millions of dollars? No, you don't have Kevin Durant's money. But you like to watch him. Guess what? He invested in Ethos. See, so the industry becomes bigger than Billy Bob. You with me, Twana? See, so my belief doesn't have to be all on me. It doesn't have to be all on me for me to win. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting there? Anybody catching something, learning something, feeling something? Talk to me. Anybody back there? Anybody hear me? So going back to sales is just a transfer of belief.
Yes, sir.
So when you start, and I didn't overnight. I got the skills. I read sales books. I read a lot of things. I've been in sales for a long time, but I read books. It's not the gift of gab. It's just how I talk. See, most people just, once you start to realize it, it's not a gift. It's something I just acquired. Right?
By doing it over and over
and over again. But first of all, you gotta believe that this is what it is. If you don't believe that this is what we do, that's why I keep telling y'all, be a life insurance agent. You heard Lacey just said, I went told me I'm a life insurance agent and start getting deals. If you don't tell me you're a life insurance agent, you don't believe it, that's how you want to get deals. If you don't believe that matters, I tell y'all better tell me you're a life insurance agent wherever you go. Nah, I'm this, I'm a financial service, something like that. Okay. You don't
You
believe
remember that
what's the
was,
difference? Hmm?
that was really the answer to my question last night.
What was your question?
When I was talking to Relly, remember he said because he believed it. That's
Yep.
what he did.
He said, I drive trucks, but this is what I do. He said, some of y'all don't even know I drive trucks, but this is what I do. I'm an agent who happens to drive trucks. He just said, yeah, I'm a trucker, and I got my CDL, my own
He was an
company.
agent first.
Agent, man, this is what I do. I just happen to drive trucks. He said, this is what I do, y'all. I don't play games with this. This is what I do. I've been busy. I've been moving. Da da da. Da. He said, I'm going to go $30,000 to my own pen. Why? To watch me. Because this is what I'm doing. Because this is what I do. Are y'all catching that? So sales, see, most people don't understand what sales is. So I want y'all to get some sales books, start studying. So when you start understanding, I don't have to give it to you all. Once you start telling yourself, I am a licensed sales agent, I'm a licensed professional, your subconscious mind says, this is what I do. I sell life insurance. Now you're walking around thinking, if I'm really selling life insurance, and I really need to get good, don't I gotta learn the business? Doesn't kind of just make sense? Does somebody gotta tell me I gotta learn this stuff? We're adults, right? We're all adults. Hey, what's up, Terry?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
So,
All right.
do I really gotta tell myself I gotta learn this stuff if I realize this is what I do? Y'all talk to me, give me some feedback. If this is what I do I have to convince myself that I need to learn this?
Yeah.
Do you gotta convince yourself?
No, you shouldn't have to convince yourself. That should be automatically. So the more you know, the more you're able to talk about what you do. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So when people have questions.
there you go. Here's the problem though. When you don't program your subconscious mind that this is what you do, remember this is Marcella's subconscious mind. She thinks Dallas Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. If you don't program your subconscious mind that this is what you do,
Get stuck.
You won't know what you do. So what I would tell Marcella, if your number's 300, go for it. Take the 50 out. Get this off your subconscious mind. Just don't even erase it like it was never there. Take all these extra questions, all these extra things.
Because that's gonna confuse you.
That's gonna confuse me. I'm a life insurance agent. I need to recruit 300 licensed agents. And 3x5. I need to do my own 3x5. So I need to get 3 recruits, 5,000 premium. I need to do my 3x5. I need to get 300 licensed agents by 2025.
But Eric, do you realize for everybody's number, whatever everybody's number is, do you realize when everybody does this exercise for themselves, it's gonna bring everybody back to the 3x5?
It's gonna bring right back to 3 or 5. How many times I need?
Because it's gonna go back to Tawana's question, or Marcella, one of their questions, where it comes down to just running the team's play.
How do you get to 300? 3x5. You teach them to teach them to teach them. But see, when you start thinking, you make this thing too big, and you gotta just tell yourself, like, man, yeah, but I do this, Eric, but I do this, but I do this. That's cool. The more you keep putting all these other things into your basket, you confuse yourself. I'm gonna run a clip real quick, y'all don't mind. I know we're gonna run over time, but Myron Golden talks about this. He talks about master stacking. I'm gonna find that clip. He talks about this now, and this I'll play a couple minutes of it, and then we can get out of that.
Are you gonna get him instruction for tomorrow, or it's not being here tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow we're not gonna be here, but I'm gonna run a clip. I just want y'all to watch it. But
you talking about tomorrow?
Tomorrow we won't be here, but I want y'all to watch it. I'm gonna play something real quick, and he talks about this. This is real cool. He talks about the psychology of the 1%. But hold on, let me find it. I'm gonna play that eventually.
Sets and methodologies that produce mastery instead of mediocrity. For minorities or somebody who's not white, you have no hope of being one of the 1%. If you're a man, I had polio as an infant. How weird is that?
Y'all hear it?
Yes, we can hear it.
Oh, you're hearing it through the microphone, but not through the sharing screen. Okay, hold on. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen, and he talks about the 1%. He says, and when you talk about the 1%, he says the 10% is income over the top 10%. He says income over 160,000. He said 160,000 put you in the top 10% income. 1% is like 330,000. So he's like, man, it's not like a gazillion dollars. He said 330,000 puts you in the top 1%. We talked about how does the 1% think, and what makes them separate from everybody else. A couple of 6 traits, but I wanted to pick up on this.
It's weird if you don't understand that contributing factors happen to give us the opportunity to use our determining factors to conclude, so we can come to a conclusion that's either empowering or disempowering. And see, disempowering, when I look at the contributing factors of my life and I start looking for who's to blame, I start pointing fingers, and it's this person's fault and that person's fault. And so if every problem in my life is in my life because of something going on out there, then the only thing that can fix my problems is a fix that comes from out there. That's why there's so many people waiting for their ship to come in, while the 1% are swimming out to get it. The difference is you don't wait for circumstances to change. You just change the circumstances while other people wait. That's the difference. The difference is you accept the things you cannot change, but you change the things you can. And if you'll do that, man, it's game on. Like, all of us have equalizers built into us, like built-in equalizers, so that we can level the playing field. Why? Well, I'm going to get to that later on. I don't want to give it away ahead of time. So this is a different kind of perspective. If you're a person who thinks that your life is bad because of the government, you're a citizen, your life is bad because of the government, you don't have any hope of being one of the 1%. If you're black and you think that your life is bad because of white people, you have no hope of being one of the 1%. If you are white and you think your life is bad because of black people or minorities or somebody who's not white, you have no hope of being one of the 1%. If you're a man and you think your life is bad or difficult because of women, there's no hope for you to become one of the 1%. If you're poor and you believe you're poor because rich people are rich and it's rich people's fault that you're poor, you have no hope of being one of the 1%. If you're a woman and you think your life is bad because of men, you have no hope of being one of the 1%. If you think your life is bad because your parents didn't treat you good, there's no hope of you becoming one of the 1%. The only way for you to become one of the 1% is for you to take personal responsibility for every outcome. You don't have to take personal responsibility for every input, but you have to take personal responsibility for every outcome. And until you do that, your chances of becoming 1%, part of the 1%, are slim to none, and Slim has just left the building. Okay. So, that's the first two. They have a particular perspective. They harness their personal power. They have a peculiar perspective rather. They harness their personal power. They have particular practices. The 1% focus on mindsets and methodologies that produce mastery instead of mediocrity. So let me say that again. So the top 1% have particular practices in our minds, in our methodologies. The top 1% focus on mindsets and methodologies that produce mastery. Mindsets and methodologies that produce mastery. And those mindsets and methodologies that produce mastery help us escape from mediocrity. What does mediocrity mean? Mediocrity comes from the root word what? Medium. What's medium? In the middle. What's the middle? It's not good, it's not bad, it's just kind of there. It's not great, it's not terrible, it's just okay. It's not excellent, it's not terrible, it's just average. Most people never escape from average. Why? Because they don't focus on mindsets and methodologies that produce mastery. And so therefore, they're left to spend the rest of their lives in mediocrity. What is mastery? What is mastery? Like I said, mindsets and methodologies that produce mastery. Oh, he's just being alliterated. No, he's not. Mastery is real. So, what is mastery? Mastery is the ability to execute effortlessly without the use of conscious resources. How do you gain mastery in an arena? I'm going to quote my daughter Dee Dee because she has some of the best quotes ever, and this is one of my favorites. Kind of wish I'd have thought of it, but I got to give credit where credit is due. You have to practice it purposefully until you can practice it passively. Let me say that one more time. You have to practice it purposefully until you can practice it passively. It's like learning how to play the guitar. You learn how to change chords, and it takes so much intention to change chord, or piano, or keyboard. It seems like when you're watching somebody do it, it seems impossible until you learn how to do it, and then you're like, why did I ever think this was hard? Do you realize everything right now that you perceive as difficult in your life, you could literally develop a mindset that says, okay, I'm going to master this, and then have a methodology for mastery, and then just keep on doing that repeatedly over and over again until it becomes second nature. So one of the things I'm learning right now is I already know them, but I'm learning I don't have them mastered, is all the notes on the fretboard of the guitar. So if guitar has, depending on the guitar, one of my guitars, I'll just talk about one of my guitars. One of my guitars has 6 strings and 22 frets. So whatever 6 times 22 is, what is that, 132? Right? I think that's 132. So 6 times 22 is 132. There are 132 different, there's 12 different notes. There are 12 different notes, but there are 132 different positions for those notes on the guitar. My objective is to master, to be able to look at a note anywhere on the guitar and know exactly what note it is in less than a fraction of a second. If you don't do that, you can't master a guitar because chords are built from notes. And so once you know that, for instance, C, E, and G make a C chord, right? Because the first, third, and the fifth make a C chord. Once you know that, then all I have to do is find a C, E, and G everywhere on the fretboard, and I can make C's all up and down the neck. But all of that, it has to be built through a concept that I call mastery stacking. You want a methodology that will change your life? Mastery plus mastery stacking can make you one of the 1% in your arena. So what's mastery? So how do you develop mastery? So what you do, we have this thing called the circle of fifths. So I take my E string, my low E string. I should have brought my guitar in here, but I didn't know I was going to do this. So I take my low E string, and I go C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, F sharp, B, E, A, D, G. Then I do it again. C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, F sharp, B, E, A, D, G. And I do it again. And I do that. If I do that, you could literally, anybody could memorize know. It's more than memorizing. Could know intuitively every note on the fretboard. Even if you've never played the guitar before, if you practice the circle of fifths, let's say I'll give you 6 weeks, you could master every note on the fretboard. You could do it in 6 days. But let's say you did the low E string 100 times a day for 1 week. And then you did the A string 100 times a day for 1 week. And then you did the D string 100 times a day for a week. If you did all 6 strings 100 times a day for a week, at the end of 6 weeks, you'd have the entire fretboard mastered. So week 1, that's mastery of the A string, of the E string. Week 2 would be mastery of the A string. Now I've stacked my mastery of the A string on top of my mastery of the E string. And what happens when you do mastery stacking, it's how people learn to juggle. It's how people learn to do gymnastics. You master one component at a time. And once you have that component mastered, then you go and you learn to master another component. And then you stack one component on top of another component on top of another component on top of another component until you have the whole thing mastered. And then before you know it, the whole thing's effortless. So that's called mastery stacking. But what most people do, Josh, I need you to cool it off in here for me, 2 degrees at least. Okay, so what most people do is most people stack a lack of clarity on top of a lack of clarity. This is where overwhelm comes from. The reason you feel overwhelmed is because you haven't mastered anything. And so what most people do, here's what the average person does. They'll learn a little bit about a lot of things, and then they'll attempt to put a conglomerate of all these things they know a little bit about together, and it's like a house of cards, and when they put the last piece on top, the whole thing collapses. That's how most people learn. Yeah, but the 1% don't do that. The 1%, they do mastery of one component at a time and then stack mastery on top of mastery on top of mastery on top of mastery. You find anybody who's great at anything, that's how they became great. Okay, segmentation to completion is another one of those things that I call that, but mastery stacking is a method of segmenting until completion, segmentation until completion. Okay, so they have, the 1% have particular practices. What are those particular practices? They focus on mindsets and methodologies that produce mastery and escape mediocrity. That was number 3. Number 4, the 1% have persevering, they have a persevering persistence. The things that cause 99% of the people to quit cause them to quicken. What's quicken mean? Quicken means to come alive. The thing that causes other people to feel like, oh no, this is so terrible. I can't believe it. I wish I would have never started this thing. Right? The thing that causes most people to do that, like said, causes the 1% to say, okay, it's time to get in gear now. Huh? When the going gets tough, what do tough do? They get going. Let's go. Let's go. All right, it's on now. Right? It's the thing that separates the 1%. A persevering persistence. Like we will not allow anything to bend our will. We bend everything to our will. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down on the YouTube, in the YouTubeosphere out there? Are y'all tracking? Are y'all with me? So, the top 1% have a persevering persistence. Like, they just don't quit. One of the things you'll notice, a lot of people who become millionaires, they'll say, oh yeah, man, I was rich once and I lost everything. That's so common. And then they climb back up. Why? Because they have a persevering persistence. Like, the person who won't be stopped can't be stopped. I'm so glad Plumbing Inspired by James Golden. I don't know who that is, but I love that name. That just gets me going every time. Because my dad was James Golden. He was a plumber. And so somebody has the, whoever you are, tell me your name so I can know who you are. Plumbing Inspired by James Golden. Because my dad taught me something when I was in elementary school. James Golden taught me something when I was in elementary school. Here's what he said. He and I were working on a car. It was an old flood car. Had this exhaust manifold, had this rusted on bolt. It wouldn't come off. My mom called us for lunch. We were going in the house. I can literally, when I'm talking about this, I can see me and my dad walking across the yard, getting ready to go into the house. My mom calls us for lunch. And I said, Dad, the bolt don't come out. It's not coming out. He said, oh, it's coming out. It's coming out. He said, you want to know why it's coming out, boy? Yes, sir. Because we got a brain that don't have a brain. I'm like, oh, okay. And so from that point on, I realized if I am working on something that doesn't have a brain, it can't beat me. It can't beat me. Like, there's nothing that can't think that can beat a person who can think if they're willing to what? Think. But most people don't think. What? They just think they think. Think about that. So you gotta, by the way, don't forget what I said at the beginning of this video. As you're going through as you're going through these 6 traits of the 1%, check the ones you have, circle the ones you don't have. The ones you don't have, start working on them. And then give yourself some time, you'll be in the 1%. Number 4, the top 1% in every arena have positivity in the presence of problems. The top 1% flip the script that the 99% focus on. Did you get that? Let that land. The top 1% flip the script. What do I mean when I say flip the script? Turn it over. Because you have to understand that if it's true that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, for every positive there's negative, every negative there's a positive. If that's true, and it is, that means it's impossible for a situation to just be bad. It's impossible for a situation to just be a problem. A problem has to also be an opportunity. Opportunity to do what? Fix the problem. But sometimes, see, the 99% are so focused on the problem that they let the problem overwhelm them because they believe it's a determining factor. But the 1% says, oh, this is just a contributing factor. Now I'm going to figure out how to fix the problem. And then the 1% fix the problem. And then they sell the solution to the problem they just fixed to the 99% who are focused on it. Ah. I wish I had some help in here. It's so obvious. It's not obvious if you're one of the 99%. It's not obvious. Why? Because you're doing what everybody else is doing. You're thinking what everybody else is thinking. You're saying what everybody else is saying. You're doing what everybody, like you're just one of the many. And that's why, like, you have to be able to flip the script. It's impossible for something to just be bad. It's impossible for a problem to just be a problem. If in order for a problem to be a problem, it also has to be potential. So, would you like me to prove it to you? Okay, here it is. Have you ever eaten a one-sided pancake or made a sandwich with a one-sided piece of bread? Have you ever flipped a one-sided coin? Have you ever written on a one-sided piece of paper? No. Why not? Why have you never done any of those things? Because it cannot exist. It's not that those things don't exist. Something not existing is one thing. But something not having the ability, the possibility to exist is something else altogether. You've never done those things because they cannot exist, which means your problem cannot exist as only a problem. You just haven't flipped the script. You're so focused on the problem side, you haven't taken the time, or maybe nobody's ever even told you, turn it over. There's something great on the other side. How many of y'all tracking? Wave at me, my peoples. Like, there's a positive in every negative. But the question is, are you willing to flip the script? Or are you just going to focus on the side that makes the most noise? All right, I'm going to give you the last one. Because of all these other 5 things, the 6th thing is this. The top 1% produce the pinnacle of profits. This is why the top 1% make the most money. Why? Because the top 1% are paid in direct proportion to the price that they have paid to be one of the top 1%. Oh, my face just melted. The top 1% produce the pinnacle of profits because they've paid the price they're paid in proportion to the price that they paid because they are paid in proportion to the price that they've paid. By the way, can I tell you a little secret? Even the 99% are paid in the proportion of the price that they've paid. How many of you ever heard the phrase, you get what you pay for? That's not just talking about at the grocery store or at the mall. I think about King Solomon. God gave Solomon a blank check. Now, if you're going to get a blank check from somebody, it'd be good if that person had some resources. Like, if somebody's going to give you a blank check, you want to know they can cover it. Well, if God gives you a blank check, he can cover it. And he came to Solomon and said, ask what I shall give you. What do you want? I'll give you anything you want. What? And Solomon had the wisdom to ask for wisdom. But why did God come to Solomon and say, ask what I shall give you? The only person I found in Scripture, maybe there's somebody else, Pastor Tommy, you're here, you can straighten me out on this. Okay. The only person I found in Scripture that the Bible tells us offered 1,000 burnt offerings is King Solomon. Now, 1,000 is it's like the aluf. In Hebrew, that's like the top of the top. It's the creme de la creme. In the military, it's the general. You're like the top of the top. The aloof is the best of the best, the most elite of the elite.
All right, y'all. So we're getting close to the end. We over time.
Is bigger than just 1,000 in number. It means
Just want to see what y'all get out of that. Who wants to go on talk about what they got out of today's session? No, we went long today. We get a lot of training today. So what you got out of today's session?
Master your craft.
Isaiah said, master your craft.
I say practice purposely until you practice passively.
Ooh, what that mean to you, Rita?
Keep practicing until it gets it down deep into your soul. And you don't have to practice no more to be natural.
Ooh.
Murder said, can you drop that, Eric?
Yeah, I'll drop it in the chat. Keep practicing. Now, here's the thing. With that, do most people know what to practice, though?
If you stay around the fire, you will.
You know, and that's why I say you got to really be intentional on what you. Remember, I go back to say, hey, if you're a life insurance agent, what do you do? See, a lot of us get so diverse, and we don't say what we do because I do this and I do this and I'm over here and I do this, and so your brain doesn't even know what to practice, so you can't even keep practicing the stuff you need to do. Like you don't know about my goal for Marcella is to get to 300 licensed agents. I got to keep practicing to get to 300 licensed agents, right? I got to do my 3x5. I got to keep working on and get my 3x5. I got to keep working on my recruiting. I got to work on my team building. I just got to keep doing both. I'm a salesperson, so I got to keep working on practicing. How do you learn how to become a better salesperson? Practice, read books, study. See, but if you don't see yourself, I'm not a salesperson. People say it all the time. I'm not a salesperson, Eric. Okay. Well, you keep your subconscious, you just told your subconscious mind what you're not, and you're thinking it, so you're not going to do anything needed to become a salesperson, right? You know, I'm looking at two athletes here. They're still athletes, but they was high-level athletes in school. So when you was high-level athlete, Ty, did you say I'm not an athlete? No. So how much did you put energy in practicing to become an athlete? Every day. So that's what we got to see. A lot of people say, I'm not a salesperson. So you don't if you don't believe you're not going to do it. Are y'all with me? Like you really, really have to rewire because this society's told everybody we're not a salespeople when the richest people are always selling us something. Bill Gates is selling us something. What's that? Mark Zuckerberg is selling you on Facebook. Elon Musk is selling you on Twitter. All these folks are selling us on all the people we know, the richest people, they selling us something. It don't make a difference who they are. Mark Cuban is selling us on the Dallas Mavericks or Magic Johnson. They all selling us on something, right? But the rest of the magic, the rest of the world, the 99% is like, I'm not a salesperson. I don't sell nothing. And you selling me on the fact you ain't a salesperson, wondering why you ain't going to be able to get rich because guess what? You're getting paid proportion to. Are y'all with me? I don't know too many people who just pay labor just a whole bunch of money just to be a laborer. Just to, you better be good at selling something if you want to get paid, period. I don't care if you're a musician, you got to become a very good musician. You better be able to sell your craft. There's a lot of great musicians in the churches who don't make no money. They just say, I just pay here for free. But there was some people like, hey, you know what? I can play in the church and I'm going to play over here. You know what I mean? Or if I'm playing in the church, you're going to charge me. Kirk Franklin makes a lot of money. He's like, hey, man, I make good gospel album. Y'all going to pay me. Anybody else? What else y'all get out of it? I put the
Recruit big, recruit high.
recruit big, recruit high. I love that. I love that, Tawana. Recruit big, recruit high. So what was your number, Tawana?
It was 100.
100. So
100 license.
so we backed your down. We say 100 licensed agents, right? Did you back it down to half? What do you got to do over the next every month?
No, because I was watching.
All right. So anybody remember how we get to Tawana's number? If she's at 100, this is the phone I'm gonna give you. Divide that by 2, because most people want to recruit 2 people. Your team gonna do 2, right? So that's 50. Divide that by 2. So you got 2 cycles of your team recruiting. Are y'all with me? Why I said 50? Because the team, you get 25, and you help them get 2, right? If you're pushing, you help these 25 get 2, that turns to 50. Then you help these 50 get 2, and then you at 100, right? And somewhere in the next 14 months, you're going to do that. And so the next 14 months, divide that by 14.
Eric, can you move the board so we can see it a little bit? Because we can't see it online. Thank you.
You know what? Also, you probably can't see it because I didn't spotlight for everybody.
No, it's spotlighted. Yeah, now it's spotlighted. It just we couldn't.
Oh, spotlight?
Yeah,
Okay.
100.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
So we started with 100, divide that by 2, and then divide that by 2, and it's 50. And it's 25. So the way I said, I reversed it. If you had 25 people, they're going to get 2 people. That's going to turn to 50. 50 going to get 2 people, turn 100. So you take the number, your goal, divide it by 2, and then divide by 2 twice. That's usually a safe number to say these 25 are going to go get 2 people, and then do 2 on average. Now, you divide this
1.7.
huh? 1.7. So Tawana needs to make sure 1.7, we're going to up it to 2 people every month. I need to get 2 licensed agents every month, 2 licensed agents every month. And it doesn't have to be her recruiting 2. Her team got to get 2. You with me? So I recruit John. I got to help John get to 2. Get 2 money out of John. Then his people get 2. You with me? And if every month I'm recruiting 2, and next thing you know, it's going to double, it's going to compound, and you're going to look up in 14 months, you will have 100 plus agents. That's how you, but now you know your number. Now your subconscious mind can now plug in. This is what I'm looking for, and watch how being creative ideas just magically show up. If now you believe that's the number, you get better with your sales skills. I'm a life insurance. I sell life insurance. I'm doing my 3x5. Watch what happens to your income. Your income goes up, and you start making money. Deals start closing. How do you know how the issues with deals until you have a deal? You say, hey, I gotta get paid on the deal. I heard you right earlier, right? But until you have a deal, you don't know what those things. You get better and figure it out. So now when your team comes in, you know how to
already know.
That's why I'm asking, because
no, that's what I'm saying. But
deals,
but guess what? But the fact you had deals is the fact you're able to get there. That's why I'm trying to
You got trained.
See, so that's why I keep saying you're winning, because you got a deal to talk about. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole rack of people who ain't even got a deal to talk about. That's why I'm saying you're winning. So now we got it. Anybody else got something out of it? Last one. Who gonna close it out? Anybody out of the video? Anything from today's training? Anybody still left paying attention? Do I gotta call somebody out?
To be a part of the 1%, you gotta do what the 99% won't do.
I love it, Ty. And he's talking about the 1% is making 330,000. His number is like 300, I think like 330K a year. Like 330K a year. No, that's
And that puts you in the 1%, right?
that puts you in the top 1%. That's doable over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, 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 really doable, y'all. And it's actually doable. You could almost do it on your own, but then if you do it with a small team, and you teach your team to get, and this is the part most people don't want to do, get the team trained. Get your team to the information. We don't make a big deal to get the teams here. So I'm gonna say congratulations, I congratulations you to time, because most people don't want to do whatever it takes to get the people in front of the information. They can say, but my team ain't going nowhere. You got to keep growing your team, but then you keep telling them to get here.
And you just said something big where you said most people won't do what it takes. Goes back to resistant and not running the playbook from the team.
Yeah, man, they're gonna do it. So, Jock, you want to close out here, grab your stomach.
So does anybody else have any questions? Going once? Going twice? Anybody? Well, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up like a Christmas gift. Y'all, we won't be here tomorrow. So if anybody has any questions, reach out to anyone. Okay, I'll see you later. reach out to any one of us. So that being said, have a great rest of your day on purpose. Peace.
Bye.
Thank you, y'all too.
Peace and chicken grease.
Thank you. Read your text message. Thank you so much.
I read it. I got you.
Meredith,
Yes.
when I see you, it's up.